Hello, hello. Hey, everyone. Hope everyone had a great new year. Just setting some things up on my end. So, I am gonna wait for a bit. If you're on, if you're, these are recorded. So I'm on X. Is there a link? Um, a link to what specifically? I mean, on X, I know we have all of our stuff here. Taskade.com/events. So you can always reference it here. But yeah, not too sure which link you're referring to. But anyway, happy New Year to you too. It's okay. I'm on. Oh, awesome. Cool. Hello. Just to give a quick overview of what we're going to do, I'm going to kind of just do like a recap of how 2024 was. So we can kind of do like a closing for that. And then afterwards, we'll go over what we have in store for this year. And then I will showcase how you can use loops, which is our latest automation feature. And then we'll just do like quick Q&A and then call it a day. So yeah, have like give it another, let's say 45 seconds and then we'll get ready to go. Whoop, whoop. So yeah. Let's see. Okay. Um Let me check out some other stuff. Okay. I hope everyone had a great new year. All right. So let's get started. So for 2024, we had a whole bunch of updates. If people have been following us for quite some time, I've been a Taskade Power user for around 2 or 3 years now. I guess going on 4. So I joined and used Taskade before they had AI and all that stuff. And now it's probably one of the most advanced tools that I've used in my life day to day. And so we have a whole bunch of milestones. One of them is that, let's see. So just this year, we our users have created 500,000 AI agents. So that's 500,000 teammates making work faster, smarter, and better. We have 1.5 million automations run. So that's a whole ton of work that was being done beforehand with a person. Now it's being handled by AI agents or just Tascade's native automations. And we've also processed 112 billion tokens. So that's the equivalent of 83 billion words. And that was all because of AI agents. And our users have completed 17 million tasks. So those numbers are only just going to go up. But that's just kind of a general overview of what we have done and what our community and our users have done too. Actually, in my end too, the Facebook group that we were part of, that one's almost at 2,000 members, and that's like in within 1 year. So communities on Reddit, it's almost at like 20,000. We're almost at 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. So we're growing pretty quickly on all ends, and the community is growing bigger and stronger than ever. So yeah, let's see. I'm gonna read off some of the updates that we've done, just to kind of do like a yearly recap. So autonomous AI agents, we have allowed people to, well, you can have your AI agents actually do tasks for you. Dynamic web knowledge, you can upload links and that's automatically fetched and recrawled. Site reader, your agents can essentially access web pages. Multi-agent collaboration, you can have agents work with other agents. You have agent teams. Sharing and publishing AI agents, that was a huge one. You can embed them in your apps. You can share them with other people so they don't have to deal with creating an agent or any of that stuff. Importing, we've added PowerPoints, Excels, EPUB docs, and a whole bunch of other ones. Let's see, what else do we have here? Agent tools. Agent tools are huge. So many people use it in their day to day. I use it. So Google, WordPress, HubSpot, Slack, you can essentially prompt your AI agent to have it handle those things for you. For automations, we've added custom field triggers so you can chain them together or you can essentially monitor projects for certain events that happen. Google Workspace automations, we expanded into like Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Drives, RSS and YouTube triggers, Slack, Microsoft Teams, Discord, Twitter, LinkedIn. We've like released a whole bunch of stuff here. And well, that's nice and all, but it's kind of like, well, where are we heading from here? And essentially, we have four aspects. So, Task OS is what we're looking into. And this is basically like agent evolution. So, the first phase is you have enhanced task execution and updates. Then you have collaborative decision making. So, phase two. And then phase three is full multi agent autonomy. And the idea here is it's kind of like self-driving cars. There's different levels to full self-driving and autonomy, and we're kind of like working towards getting to that full autonomy stage where you can essentially just tell an agent what you want to do and it will handle the whole planning, execution, and communication aspect of it as well. The other one we're releasing is Task AST or AI artifacts. And essentially this what it will do is transform unstructured inputs into action. So it'll take you have any sort of documents, open-ended knowledge, unstructured data. We'll take that and you can port it and turn it into actionable items or Taskade projects or whatever you really need to. Then there's smart model selection. Um, this one, we plan on expanding more of our models. So not just support for OpenAI, but also other models and being able to choose which model is best for whichever task you're providing it. Because some models are better at coding, some are better at text generation, some are better at sounding more human. Just depends on which one. So, and then custom tool imports. So this would be where you can essentially upload an open API schema and then you can then use that to create whatever custom tools you want. So if you have an API or you have a tool that has an API, you want to add that to your agent's tool list, instead of you having to set up a whole bunch of send HTTP requests, you can essentially just upload an API schema. And then from there, it'll be able to reference and use that information into its tooling. And then for automations, our next section, we are looking into workspace-aware agents. So them being aware of what's going on in your workspace, being able to actually do things in there too. And this is a huge one, but multimodal processing. So this has been a huge feature request from a lot of people. And the idea is that now Taskade will not only be limited to text generation and text processing, but it will actually be able to handle text, images, and audio as well. And so that's going to open up a whole bunch of use cases. And there's so many different things that we can do with that. And then there's also cross platform integration. So connecting more tools, more integrations out of the box. So you can just kind of add it right off the bat. And then let's see, enhance collaboration as well. So we're going to focus more heavily on human and AI teamwork. We're not trying to replace humans. I think autonomy is the goal. So humans being able to use AI agents to free up some time for them to actually do more things that they enjoy and that is more productive for them. And we are also going to have public agent teams. So instead of you just having just a regular AI agent one by one making them public, you can just make an AI team public and then have other people access that. And then project intelligence. So the idea here is whenever your AI agents modify your projects, you can have timelines based on that. So being able to see what your AI agents have modified and being able to summarize that as well. And then finally, for enterprise and community, we are going to go into SOC 2 compliance. So this is for enterprise ready security. It's a common request. We're mainly compliant with a lot of portions of it, but it's just actually achieving SOC 2 compliance. So we're going to do that. And then custom domains. So white label solutions, being able to actually host and kind of hide a lot of the branding for Taskade. And this is another common use case for a lot of agencies that want to use Taskade or they want to resell it. So that sort of thing. And then Taskade bundles. So a lot of times your workspace setup does not actually change. It's more so the content inside of it changes, but your templates, your automations, your projects, all of that stuff is kind of like it's, almost all of it remains the same. So we noticed this trend and we are looking into Taskade bundles. So essentially, you'll be able to create a whole workspace setup, and then that's with your templates, your projects, your automations, your AI agents, all of that in one bundle. And then afterwards, you can click install and it'll add all that information into your new workspace right off the bat. So that will save you a ton of time. You can resell that information, those bundles and such too. So yeah, we're looking into that. That's actually a work in progress. And then there's also a community marketplace. So this is where you'll be able to share and discover agents from other community members and Taskade users. And yeah, that's kind of that's the direction that we're headed in for 2025. And yeah, so now that that's out of the way, I think what I can do next is I'll kind of discuss how looping works. And it's our latest automation feature. So I'm just going to open that up right now. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to go to automations over here. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And then I'm actually going to remove myself. Can you guys hear me now? Um, let's see. Can everyone hear me? Okay, now they can hear me. All right, cool. Sorry about that. I'm still learning how to navigate Restream at times. So I'm gonna maximize this. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start from the beginning. All right, cool. So you're gonna go into your automations tab in whichever workspace or folder you want to create this in, and then from here you are going to press Add Automation. We're going to start from scratch. Now, if you want to loop anything, what you want to do is you can do this in two steps. You have to use either find tasks to find information in your projects. So if you're trying to loop over data that exists within your projects, you have to use the find tasks action. If you're trying to loop over information that exists in your Google Sheets, you have to use the oops, where is it? Find rows. Here we go. Find rows. And the reason why is because looping right now is limited to an array. So, I mean, you could add them manually, but we're just going to explore the link to variable. So over here, you're going to do link to variable and we're going to do find tasks. We could put a trigger. So I could say when something's completed and then I can choose a certain project or all of them. So let's say course creation to-do list. And then from here, you can search within the project ID that was already completed in, or we can just do course creation to-do list. And then I can either choose to just find the first matching task or all matching tasks as an array. So what I'm doing over here is I'm saying find all the tasks that match this criteria. So where it says identify tasks. And then from here, I can choose what I'm trying to use as the criteria. So I can either say the task content exactly matches, and I could say, I don't know, like some specific value over here. And I'll show you how to set this up in a specific use case that we have later. But the idea is essentially you take pre existing data, you take that pre existing data in the form of an array. So it could be a spreadsheet over here. You take that pre existing data and then you can interact with it. So this array of matching tasks, I can modify it. So I can say, you know what, I want you to ask AI for each one of those items. So, say for each item, take the task content. I want you to generate something based off of it. And then afterwards, you can add another step where you say, you know what, move this task within the project to something else, or add task, or create a project from the template. Essentially, you're doing that for each one of these items within find rows or find tasks. And then once you do that for each loop, you can end it and then run through another use case. Now, how do we use this? Well, you would just have it added from here. You can reference the data that exists in your Google Sheets or whatever exists in your projects already. Now, that's just giving you an overview of the feature. I'm just going to go into a quick use case. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to create an agent tool. So we have our AI agents over here. I'm going to create one and I'm going to call it a marketer. So I'm just going to use the template and then so on your AI agents tab, press create agent, choose marketer. And then from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually click on this, press edit agent. I'm going to go to the tools tab over here, and then we're going to add a new tool. Now, agent tools, the same way that you have, let's say, like any sort of like add to Word, create a WordPress post, find something in Google Sheets, send a Slack message, send an email in Gmail. Those sorts of tools, they're essentially an automation step over here, and it's just taking your prompt and then sending that. So it's taking your prompt, it's turning them into parameters, and then afterwards it's sending an automation step. So in this case, it might be like send email. Now, parameters, you don't actually have to put a parameter over here, but we're just going to call this enrich data. And I'm going to name this as well enrich data tool for marketer agent. I added for marketer agent just because it's going to be easier for me to reference it. I'm going to save my changes right here. What we're going to do is we're going to say, whenever we trigger this tool, I want you to find rows in a Google Sheet. I'm going to connect my Google account right now. Let's see. Oh, why am I running into this issue? 1 second. Okay. Don't know why that happened, to be honest, but actually I do know why. It's because my Google Sheet account is different from the one that I'm using. So I'll do this instead. Essentially, what you're going to do, mm, let me actually connect it. Okay, I'm gonna connect this on my end and see if I can. Sorry, guys, technical difficulties. Once I connect it, I will be able to. Let me connect this real quick, and then afterwards, oops, cancel. 1 second. Most annoying thing about Gmail is that like you have to open the Gmail app on your phone and then tap it's me, even though I've logged on this computer a million times. So yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, let me share my screen again. All right, let me just want to highlight this. There we go. Okay, so we have our agent tool right here. We're going to say, hey, whenever I trigger this tool, I want you to find the rows in our Google Sheet. And this is my Google Sheet account. I'm going to say in this spreadsheet. So I have a data enrichment using loop. We're going to take that. It's a template. I will show you what that template looks like. I'll actually reference it over here. Going to open this page over here. Going to go into one of our projects. And you know what? Google Sheet template. And we're going to embed this. Ah, I did not mean to click on that. So I'm gonna add it over here. Oh my god. Okay. Let's do this one more time. It allows me over here. Okay. Let's try that one more time. There we go. All right. So you can see I have a URL over here. I have the page title, keywords, and industry. So this is just the data enrichment use case. So let's say we have a template like this. I'm going to make this bold actually. Oh, it's view only. Then we'll make it bold from this side. Okay. I have my template over here. Now we're going to go over here and I'm basically going to say, make sure everything is set up properly. Okay. So over here, I have my tool. I'm trying to say, whenever I trigger this tool, I want you to run through this process. I want you to find the rows that exist in this spreadsheet. And then I want you to, and I'm going to choose sheet one. I want you to return all matching rows as an array. And I'm going to add a filter and I'm going to say contains. And we're going to look at the URL. And I'm just going to put .com because just to show you how this works. You can basically say, I want you to find certain rows that exist within the sheet where this column matches certain information. So just to kind of show you how that feature works. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press on the loop action. We're going to change this from manual list entry to link to variable. And then you'll see that when we click on variable, we'll see rows. And what I'm going to say is for each one of these, well, let me show you what this looks like and what I'm trying to accomplish. And then you'll see how that reflects in this. So I'm going to switch over to this tab. Don't know why that happened. But anyway, I'm just going to switch over to this tab, which has this right here. So what I want to do is I basically want to say for every URL here, I want you to search the web, find out the page title, keywords, and the industry that it pertains to. So to do that, we're going to go back over here. I'm going to say for since we're looping, for every item in this array, so the rows, I want you to scrape the web page. And then we're going to reference which web page by doing @ and you'll see it brings up this list of items. And we'll say, okay, for this @ I want you to take the URL. And then from here, I'm going to ask an agent. And I'm going to choose my marketer. And I'm going to say, scrape. We're going to take the content. And we'll also add the page title or title of web page. And give me back the keywords and industry that this website is based on or based in. So I'm just going to take that. And then I also want to add the output, right? So you can actually structure output. And the way you do that is you just do add field. So in this case, I want to say, give me back the keywords, right? So I'm going to say keywords. And another one that I had was I also want to know which industry this is based in. So we'll say industry over here. And you know what? We'll actually even just do page title. And we can do URL too. But we already have that information from other steps. So I'm just going to keep it here. And now I'm going to do update row. And the reason why we're doing this is, well, now we scraped that information off of the web page. We've had our agent structure it, but we have to still port it back into our, I don't know why it does that. We still have to port it back into our project. I mean, our Google Sheet, right? So what we do is we say update row, and then I'm going to choose my account, my Google Sheets account right here. We're going to choose spreadsheet, same spreadsheet as before, same tab. And then row number, we can use the current item row number. And then to add the data to that Google Sheet, we're going to do add fields, URL, and I'm going to do all of them. So page title, keywords, and industry. And over here, URL, well, that's just going to be the same URL as before. So I can just put this URL from scrape in the web page. And then the current item, well, that's just going to be this is the page title, title of web page. And then for keywords, well, keywords is what we asked our agent to come up with. So we're going to add that there. And then the industry over here, we're going to add the industry over here. So each one of the fields, we basically map them. And then now I'm going to do save changes. Make sure to turn this on. And now what we're going to do is we've created our first agent tool. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to add that tool to my agent marketers toolbox essentially. So I'll do add tools. You see the enrich data. So we're going to add that. We have the option to toggle it manually or just automatic. I'm going to choose manual just so you guys could see that it's actually triggered. So I'm going to say enrich data. But before I actually say that, let's open the project. So master project over here. And then I'm actually going to add this AI agent as well. I'm going to drag this to the top right here. So this is the AI agent. I'm going to open it from the side. We're going to go into our master project over here. I'm just going to open this on the side as well so you guys can see. I'm going to close this. And I'm just going to say enrich data. So it's going to say running automation. Since I have manual approval toggled, I have to press approve. So I'm going to press approve. And then I'm going to open this over here. Let's see. Let's see. Now we get to see the debugging process for an automation. If we go to runs, it says completed. Now I'm going to go back here, go to projects, open this up. Hmm, let's see if I actually toggled it correctly on my end. Let's see. Okay, takes this, find rows, returns all of the matching ones. Oh, so the issue is I put exactly matches as opposed to contains. Rookie mistake. So now I should try it out and it'll actually work out. So let's see. Just double checking everything here. Yeah. All right. So that should make more sense right now. Let's go back here. I'm just going to go to projects and I'm going to say run that again. And I should be prompted with it. I'm going to press approve. And then there we go. That's one. And that's two. So essentially, you can run this as many times as you want. And you'll be able to loop through pre-existing data and run through an automation with it. So let's say if I'm actually going to change the permissions over here, say editor, just so I can edit it directly from there. So I'm just going to delete this just to show you how you can just keep running this. Run it again. And actually, you know what? What we'll do is I'm going to go to add tools, and this one I'm going to change to automatic approval. We'll update, and I'll say enrich the data again, and we'll open it here, and boom. So there we go. And that's essentially how you can build a loop for bulk updating information. And you can use this for schedule as well. So I use an agent tool for triggering it, but I can also do it where I say, you know what, instead of an agent tool, I could just, let's say, delete this. And I say, every week, every hour, every day, you can run through this. So you can also do find rows, you can update the rows, or you can also just delete the row and move it into another one, insert the row, add the contact. You can change it up, do whatever you want with this. So it's really good for bulk updating cases. So I'm gonna go back here, and yeah, you can essentially tie even a HTTP request to this, and then send it to, let's say, like Google's keyword data, and then see what it brings you back for each one of the keywords provided there. So there's a lot of different use cases that you can do with looping, and I just wanted to showcase that. And that's pretty much all I had as far as sharing goes. And what I'll do is I think we can just open it up to Q&A. And yeah, let's see. Let me go back here. Hi there, great tool, love it, use it all the time. I even make money from the affiliate program. Love to hear that, project. Patrick, my bad. And let's see what else he wrote here. Need GitHub integration and AI write access like I was able to achieve with Claude. We are actually working on a GitHub integration right now. And so we will probably be able to, I think for your use case, it would probably benefit you a lot. So yeah, GitHub integration is coming soon. Let's see what else there is. Hi, happy new year. Happy new year to you too. Taskade devs do not disappoint. Oh, do not disappoint. Definitely not. Agreed. We do not. Let's see. Instead of Google, could you do this with Office 365 or Microsoft? We are working on that. But which part? If it's like Excel, I think we'll probably have to. Could you actually do me a favor? I say this like 18 times at least on a on live streams because a lot of people have like really interesting use cases and feedback. But yeah, could you please leave feedback over here, taskade.com/feedback. If you can leave a feature request there, our devs review that, and we also look at other requests that come in with it. So all of the comments that you have, use cases, whatever other information you want to provide us is really helpful for us because then we can easily like reference it. It's all in one place, and we can reply to you, and you get updates on status and comments and stuff too. And then let's see. Could you share that automation of enriching data loop? Yes. I'm actually creating a automation template area. So what I'll do is I will share that within that, and then I will try to see. I think what we'll probably do is we can add it to like a list of I'll add it to the description of this recording as well, and then that way we can kind of start creating a use case library of automation templates. So once I kind of have this live stream, you guys can tell me what use cases you're looking for, and then from there I can create the automation, and then at the end of the live stream just share it. That way I think it's also, you're not just watching me yap on a uh, live stream, but you're getting something out of it too. So it might incentivize you guys to join and share it with others too. Is there a Taskade University? I got the tool a long time ago and I love the AI updates, but want to see all it can do so I can execute it with a strategy. We don't have something like this. It's something that like we've discussed before. I think the rate at which we add updates is just insane. So, and I mean that in a good way. But we develop features so quickly that like it, even if we record video content, like the UI changes, functionality changes, and all that stuff too. The closest thing we have to this is literally like our help center. So help.taskade.com, our help center, and possibly me. It's me, Taskade University. um, so yeah, definitely help.taskade.com. We have a whole bunch of like use cases there. We basically talk about like the features themselves, how you can apply it, how you can use it. There's even a getting started section. And yeah, so if there's anything that's missing, let us know at support@taskgate.com. So let us know here if there's any sort of documentation that's missing, or like you have any questions and you're trying to find it, but you can't like find that information in the help center. That's kind of rare, to be honest. David does an amazing job. So, but if it is missing, because we're human, for now. No, I'm joking. If it is missing, what you guys can do is just reach out to us at support@taskgate.com, and then we will take that into account and update the documentation. Wonderful. Thank you. Of course. Yeah, I hope these like live streams are helping people out. Um, I think it's interesting seeing how people interact with Taskade and kind of the use cases they have in mind too. So yeah. Um, let's see. Excited for Task OS and 2025 to be the year of the agent. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and like there's a whole bunch of stuff that's in the pipeline, so it's like super interesting to see. And I don't know, I'm excited for it. But yeah, um, any more questions? I know it's like beginning of the year, everyone's still like recovering, so I think it was a good start to the year. And yeah, I'll give it like another minute or two. If I don't get any more questions, I will. Let's see. Can you talk more about AI agent teams and how they can work together? Yeah, I'll actually show you a couple things with this. Yeah, I'll show you a couple things with this. Let's do. I'm gonna hide this. I'm gonna share my screen instead. All right. So I'm gonna go into marketing because it's the easier one to kind of showcase. But you can think of AI agent teams, and I'm actually going to change this up. Let's just spotlight this so everyone can see. So I'm going to go into my marketing folder. I'm gonna go into AI agents, and I'm actually going to. We have our AI agents right here, right? I'm going to add a tool to this, by the way. Underrated tool, by the way. Um, this tool is called Ask Agent. So this is underrated. I'm gonna do add this, and I'll actually even show you how you can kind of run through a sequential process using agent tools as well. But we can do Ask Agent, and I'll do update over here. You can essentially use this to chat with other agents. So I can say, ask the brand strategist agent, and this is without leaving any of the other areas, right? So ask the brand strategist agent what they think about Taskade. I'm just throwing something random out, but the idea is that you can now have one marketer agent message another AI agent. Oops. Let me edit this agent. Going to do tools. I'm actually going to turn off some of these tools because I don't need them. Yeah, I don't need these. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. I wrote ask the brand strategist, but in reality, what I was supposed to do is I'm going to stop this and we're going to do ask the brand strategist agent what they think about Taskade's brand strategy. So that did not go the way that I was. Maybe brand strategist is not the best thing. But anyway, the idea is that, oh, there we go. My bad. I assumed that about Taskade. My bad. I shouldn't do that. But essentially, what you can do is you can ask an agent directly. So right here, it's the brand strategist. I can say, what do you think about Taskade's brand strategy? And I press approve. And then it will consult it. And then it will provide me with the output. So this is one way that you can use agents together. But an easier way is actually through AI teams. So AI teams, I can create a team. So you can think of these as like AI group chats and essentially one or board meetings where you have one specialist gives its response and then another specialist uses that information. So it's like this shared thread of AI agent references. So it's great for social media example. So I can do new chat. I can say, hey, let's say I'm appealing to small business owners. Let's say that's our ideal customer persona. I can ask it, what problems do you face? And then it's going to delegate it to that agent. And then while it does that, I can say create content around these problems and how Taskade solves them. And what it's going to do is it's going to, if I have it set on auto, it's automatically going to delegate to whoever it thinks is the best person for that. Sorry, I have like 18 apps like running in the background, so it's like kind of slow on my computer. So I'm just going to copy this. There we go. So what it will do is it will delegate to someone specifically. In general, I try to avoid, yeah. So it could do the LinkedIn agent. In general, I don't use the delegation one as much, unless it's like very, very specific roles. But in this case, where like marketing, it's kind of general as well. And this prompt was not that great. Um, what I can do is I can actually choose specific people. So I can just say just the brand strategist or the marketer, or if I choose both of these, then the marketer and the brand strategist. So, and essentially, you'll be able to actually create specialized or better responses because they're kind of bouncing and brainstorming off of you one another. So that's how AI teams are, and then AI agents. I was talking about the marketer over here, and you see this was the information that I got from the brand strategist. But what you can actually do is if we have our AI agents over here, let's say I run through a 7 step process each time, I can actually create an agent tool around that. So I can do a process every single time and I can say whatever prompt I give it. So I could say like prompt or parameters are essentially the variables or data points that you want the you want the AI to extract from your prompt whenever you're running this tool. So if I say something like client name or client website, I can essentially define a step. So I can say, you know what, I want you to scrape the web page. Whenever I trigger this tool, I want you to scrape this web page. And then I actually want you to ask agent, and I want you to ask our brand strategist agent to review the content from there. And I want it to give us its suggestions. And then now that we've asked our brand strategist over here, I want you to ask another agent instead, which is, let's say, our go to market strategy agent. Take the suggestions from here and generate our strategy. And then now I want to pass that over to, instead of ask AI, ask agent. And I want you to generate an outline based on the strategy over here. And from there, we can do full results, or we could say outline. And yeah, we can say take the suggestions from the brand strategist and create a go to market strategy. And essentially, you can like take the content here and create suggestions on improving the strategy, on improving the brand. So you can define this three-step process. And then now, same way that we did it before, I would just turn this on and I'll say this outline for brand strategy. And you know what? I'm just going to create a project for this and we'll call it outline dash client website. And then this will just take the outline from here and we'll save the changes. And now if I go to one of my AI agents, let's say my marketer, I'm gonna add tools, outline for brand strategy, update. And then if I go here, do a fresh chat, create a brand outline or create a outline for Taskade.com. So it's like the client website that we had from before. If I press approve, what it's going to do is it's going to run through that process in the background and then it's going to create a project. So now if I go to projects, I'm going to refresh this. I forgot where I created this. Essentially, it'll create it over here. I think I probably didn't configure it properly on my end. Oh, it has it over here. Let's go back here. Projects. Something didn't go through. But anyway, the idea is that essentially what it will do is it'll scrape it, it'll run through all of that, and then afterwards it'll process it for you. Oh, it's still running. My bad, guys. I kind of jumped the gun there. But the idea is that it can handle these tasks for you in the background. And once it just does it, it'll create it over here and you're good to go. So, yeah, that's kind of how they all work together. And then let's see. One other thing is maybe make an automation agent that knows all the technical details and then offers automations based on the user's projects. Yeah, so that was essentially how. Let's see if it actually finished. It says completed. I'm gonna go back here, go to projects. There we go. And obviously, I didn't spend too much on the prompt, but it can handle this information for you. So, and yeah, that's essentially how that use case is handled. Let's see. Maybe make an automation agent that knows all the technical details of creating automations, the triggers, integrations, and offers automations based on the user's projects or tasks. Yeah, that's pretty much what we're. I've made something like this before, and you can too, actually. Essentially, what you have to do is this feature request too. Let me see if I can find it. Um, yeah, so this is the feature request for that. Let's reply here. So this is a feature request for it. Essentially, go upvote this. I think I'm the one who. Yeah, I'm the one who made the feature request. Actually, the idea is that essentially you'll be able to chat about a automation same way that you chat with a project, and using that information to kind of help you guide you and set up your automation steps as well. That's a great idea. Agreed. Yeah. Yeah. It's essentially being able to have the AI agent see the same automation that you have and then tell you all that stuff. The workaround for now is essentially if you have, let's do help.taskade.com. So, oh, my bad. Okay. So we have a collection over here. You can add this, all the articles in here. You can add it to an AI agent, and then it will be able to reference that information and help you with it. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much all that I had on my end. I think we're probably coming to an end right here. So let me know if you guys have any last minute questions. I'll be able to answer them best as I can. But yeah, thank you everyone. If there's any more questions, let me know. But yeah, I hope you guys' year was amazing. And I think this is going to be a very, very interesting year. It's the year of the snake. So no idea what that means. But yeah. So we will see each other again next time. But yeah, I think I don't. I'm like waiting for one more question to like pop up. But if it doesn't pop up, we'll be fine. We'll have more to answer next time. But yeah, play around with loops, mess around with agent tools. If I were to give homework to people, that's what is. Play around with the loop, create your own custom tool, see what you want to add as well, and then give us feedback on taskade.com/feedback. See you next